So after a huge nerf to Hunter, making the Stag give you a 3-2 weapon instead of a 4-2 weapon, let's see if Quest Hunter's still even like remotely viable, right? Spoiler alert, it is. It's still the second highest win rate deck in the game. But don't worry, that nerf was huge. Same with the Imp Warlock nerf. Giving the library -1/-1 actually massive, because if you think about it, it technically happens twice because it has a durability of 2. So if you think about it, it's actually a -2/-2, which, you know, is huge. Doesn't matter that they still get to draw 7 cards for 2 mana, as well as develop massive boards over and over and over again without any, like, end. No, it doesn't matter. -1 damage on the Stag weapon, -1/-1 on the Vile library, and we're good. And then let's also buff Edwin while we're at it and make him ridiculous for some reason, because that's, for some reason, what we decided to do. I actually still don't know why they buffed that. Like, of all the cards, Edwin was such a weird one to buff. Massive nerf, though. Huge nerf. I'm surprised that the win rate of Hunter didn't drop like 10% like Warrior did. I'm surprised Warlock and Hunter didn't like all of a sudden become probably like the 2 worst classes in the game. Remember when Warrior was like pretty good, but wasn't nearly as dominant as, you know, some of the decks were before, like when the expansion just dropped? Like, Warrior was good, but it was not insanely dominant. The games were long, so it was kind of unfun, I guess. But they obliterated that class. They just said, that class, yeah, you're not gonna be allowed to play it anymore. We're gonna kill off that so he can't pump it up and start progressing the quest a little bit. I think this is correct. Anyway, it's wild. Like, what they decide to kill and what they decide to leave alive. Rogue players in this game are so spoiled. All they gotta do is be active on Twitter, Reddit, and just stream, I guess, I don't know, all over the place, and be like, Rogue isn't good for like 2 weeks. Buff it. And Blizzard's like, yes, okay, yes, we will buff that for you. And then like, Warrior, one of the premier control archetypes, after they say we're gonna promote a more control style of play, all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, we're gonna nerf the hell out of that. We're gonna absolutely kill it and nerf like 7 cards. Even some cards that shouldn't have even been nerfed in the first place. Like the 8 mana 5/8 elemental. Like, why was that even nerfed in the first place? I don't know. Point is, their tactics confuse me, is all I've gotta say. We get a rush minion, which is not the worst thing in the world. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's weird. I don't know. I'm not, okay. I don't think that the nerfs and everything were inherently bad. In fact, I think that, oh, okay. That's bad. That he has the Trog. That's pretty bad. And then that's not great either. I mean, I rush into it, but it doesn't really do anything. We have to kill the 5/4. 2 Trogs? Holy crap. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna board lock him and then hit the 5/4. So if he hits my face, he's gonna lose all of his minions, or he can just like not do anything and stay board locked, which is also not completely terrible for me. Anywho, what are people saying in the chat? I kind of accidentally closed it. I sometimes do that when I copy and paste the deck in, so I can, because I have everything in my Hearthstone deck tracker, so that way I don't have to have them all in my thing. Okay, that's fine. If he pumps it up and this ends up living, we can just kill it. But we wipe basically everything here. Huge explosive trap. Absolutely massive. If I were him, I'd just concede right there. Hunter has literally the highest win rate right now overall. Whoa, really? No. No. You mean the class that they just nerfed? The class they just arguably killed? It's still strong? No, you're trolling me, right? It's how you gotta be trolling, right? This becomes free, which is nice. We're gonna look for a 1 damage spell, hopefully. Holy shit, we hit. Okay, wow, that's actually so good. We'll take Arcane Shot. That's actually so good. We shoot his face, which is fine. And then this is free. And then next turn, we literally go Barbed Nets, Tavish. And then the following turn, we can play a ton of spells and just pop the hell off. Did you try Relic Demon Hunter? I tried a big Demon Hunter with relics in it, but I think I'm gonna play a different Relic Demon Hunter with Death Rattle synergy soon. Ow. I mean, he's actually doing a pretty decent amount of damage to me. Like, I'm definitely not in the clear. Arguably, what I could do is I could try to build a board presence and go coin, Terror Coil, double Wild Spirits here to try to get a rush minion to kill off the 1/3. And then we can play Tavish next turn, just because I think we need a board to try to survive. But then again, that's just silly, right? Why would we ever do that? When we could just play Tavish and then do that exact same play next turn. I mean, I'm still at 16 HP and he's only got one card. I feel like Hunter's not that oppressive. I mean, okay, to be fair, before the nerfs, Quest Hunter, for me, went 17-2. So I do genuinely think that the nerfs did do something. Don't get me wrong. I don't think the nerfs did nothing. However, I don't particularly think the nerfs were very effective. We win the game in 2 turns. So the question is, do I want to double activate Wild Spirits? Or do I want to just keep going face? Because honestly, I think going face is probably correct. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this mathematically. And I think I want to play the Terror Coil and 2 Wild Spirits, but I also don't think I want to do that. If we do it this way, we waste the coin. But is it really a waste? We get 2 Dormant minions. We can speed up their Dormant with the Wild Seed. I just think doing direct damage is better. We get Rush, which doesn't really matter. We'll shoot that. Then we coin, shoot him again, go face for 7. We kill him next turn with Quick Shot, this, and Hero Power. We just need to not die this turn. Collateral damage won't kill me. We lose a lot of damage if he plays collateral damage, though, so, I mean, it wouldn't be great. Oh, yeah, the Beast Druid deck code. Thank you so much for sending that, Snoodle. The Noodle. Okay. If he has double aim shot Hero Power, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay, cool. Actually, this hand is incredible. We don't necessarily need to keep tracking, but Wound Prey is good at killing off a couple of early imps. Worst case scenario, we'll just play like Spirit Poacher if he doesn't really do anything we need to kill. And we can play Wound Prey and Shell Shot a little bit later to kill off stragglers, you know? So your Beast Druid seems nice, possible to share the deck code. Yeah, I got it. Beast Druid's actually kind of nuts. I mean, I went 6-2 with it, which is a pretty small sample size, but it that doesn't necessarily show everything. Because one of the games I lost, like I said, was super unlucky. Like, I literally had both Pride's Furies in my hand on turn 1. So I didn't really even have a playable card to play, which is crazy. And despite that, we still got him down to 2 HP and only ended up losing because he top decked the Hunter 9-cost legendary that summons beasts and rushes in and kills minions. He had 1 card in hand and then he top decked that, and like, it was huge. So I really don't think that deck is bad. It could have easily gone 7-1, which again is pretty sick. So the question now is, how do I want to play this out? I want to play Shell Shot, and I also want to play Wound Prey. I also want to play Mark Shot, to be quite honest with you. If I go Shell Shot, it could go like 3, 2, 1. I think I could go Shell Shot first before trading. I could also go Wild Spirits, and if I get the Rush Minion, we go crazy. I think we do that. I think we do actually do this. If we get the Rush Minion, we go crazy. We do get a Rush Minion, which again means we go crazy. We get to kill that off, and then we get to kill this off. And then we can get a weapon next turn and kill off the 2-3 or whatever else. I think that was just pretty good. I don't know. Shell Shot just felt too RNG to me at the current spot we were in. We're gonna kill off the Flame Imp, and we're gonna kill off the 2-4. Or we're not gonna kill off the Flame Imp. That's fair. But I don't know. I think that was still the correct play, because Shell Shot could have gone poorly, and then we might have needed to like waste the coin. So I decided not to do that. We're gonna mark shot this, see what we get. Spring the trap is not bad. It pulls out an explosive trap, so it thins the deck and does well against imp block. So we'll take spring. Then we'll kill that off, so he can't pump it up more. Pretty decent stats on the board. Eventually, once we finish the quest, we're able to just kill him from hand, and that's what we're looking for. Do you think that Alex, or what do you think of Alex saying Rogue is not broken? I think he's wrong. I think he's pretty wrong. I mean, okay, just for perspective, Miracle Rogue is probably the hardest deck in the entire game right now, right? Do I want to go spring the trap? 1 second, I'm going to take my turn. We're going to kill off this. We're going to go wound prey to kill off that. We're going to kill off that. He's going to be left with a 3/3. Or we go shell shot. But I think we go with the this. Kill off this. Wound prey. We get an explosive trap, which is fine. We don't pull out anything extra, but that's fine. We're going to kill off this. We're going to kill off this. Kill off this. Kill off this. We're just gonna control the board. I mean, we kill him from hand eventually. Anyway, it's probably the hardest deck in the game, and it still has a 53% win rate in Diamond through Legend. It's going to keep getting better as people continue to get better at the deck. It's also a class that 3 people hit rank 1 Legend with right before the buffs and nerfs went live. So it was already doing well, at least at high Legend. Now it's just stronger. I don't know. I seriously don't even know like what he wants. I literally don't even know like what he wants, because like it now has more draw. You can play it Miracle or Tempo or Thief. You can play even Highlander because you have a 5-mana draw 4, which is a pretty solid card in like a Highlander deck. Like Rogue all of a sudden has multiple different viable options. There's no way that he's saying it's still weak or is not strong. It's going to be a top 5 class at the end of all this. We'll see what Okani does. It counters the spell. That's no big deal. I want to play this, and then we're going to also play Conscious Call. No, we should have played Conscious Call first. That was my bad. That was definitely a bit of an oopsie daisy on my part. Definitely a bit of an oops. That's free now, though, so we get to kill that off. And then we'll play this. I should have gone face earlier. That was my bad. I should have played that earlier, and then this would have been activated. Also, I don't care about this 1, 2, 3. It does damage when he attacks anyway. I mean, don't get me wrong. He mains that class, right? So when he doesn't like the style of play that it's promoting, like I definitely understand how he could be frustrated. I'm not bagging on that. Oh my god. Are you serious? That's draw 6 for 2 mana after also giving a minion +5/+5 and getting just normal +4/+4 stats out. That's pretty sick, if you ask me. Anyway. Piercing shot. Ooh. Ooh, I think I kill him in 2 turns, assuming I don't die, right? Assuming I don't die, I kill him in 2 turns with the piercing shot. And we play the Kraken and we hit him, and then they're able to double activate aim shot next turn. Kraken. Wait, is that just lethal now? It's not lethal now, damn. It's fine. We have explosive trap. If he hits me, he dies. If he hits with this, he dies. So don't get me wrong, I understand it. Like, back when I played League, there was a time before Wukong was buffed and became broken, where he was pretty bad, you know, before he got to ult twice. And I was frustrated, because I was like, Jarvan and Wukong are my 2 mains, and they're doo-doo water right now. Like, I don't feel motivated to play the game. So I definitely understand, like, where he's coming from. But that's like saying I complain about Wukong now. Like, he's just objectively broken now. I don't know. And, okay, it's not the same thing, because Wukong is like S tier, Rogue would be like A tier right now. But it's strong, is all I'm trying to say. If he attacks, he dies. If he doesn't do anything, he dies to the hero power. There's nothing he can do. Quest Hunter is just still broken. It's insane. As a Xayah main, I refuse to play the game anymore. True. Like, exactly, yeah. When you have your main character that you love playing, or main class that you love playing, and it's trash, like, it definitely feels bad. So, at the beginning of the expansion, although I didn't like how negative he was about it, I do agree with the fact that he was like, the secrets are pretty much all bad. Like, they're pushing secrets, and it's trash. And I agree. I mean, I think he went about it a little bit too negatively, but I agree. It was bad, and it was warranted to complain because it's the class that he loves. But now, like, with Edwin at 3 mana, you're not allowed to complain anymore as a rogue player. If he gets reverted, you can complain again, but until he gets reverted, you're not allowed to complain as a rogue player. You're just not. Like, he's broken. It's broken now. I actually like this hand. Wild Spirits turn 3 is just pretty solid to get some things out there. Aim Shot's a pretty good card. It's a damage spell. We like it a lot. Rank 1 player last week, Luna said on stream, J Alex will never be happy. We're literally in Roguestone and he's still annoyed. He'll never be happy. I mean, that is honestly kind of true. But honestly, who's ever gonna be happy with Hearthstone? There's always gonna be stuff you can complain about. I mean, I'm still gonna complain about the 2 mana draw 7 Warlock has because that's just ridiculous. I don't know. There's always gonna be stuff to complain about. So I feel like bagging on J Alex for that is a little bit weird, but also it is strong. So I don't know. Saying he'll never be happy, because like he has a specific style of rogue that he wants to play. So he might just not be happy with the way that rogue is playing out now. I don't know. I don't know a lot about the whole rogue argument. Ecore, you really think they nerf rogue only because, or you really think they should nerf rogue only because the top 0.5% of Hearthstone players are good with Miracle Rogue? Buffs and nerfs should not only happen to keep pros happy. You're not wrong. There was actually, I don't know if you saw it, but there was a thing. We're gonna hero power because I want to be mana efficient. I want to try to burst him down and get as much damage as possible against this guy. Anyway, you're not wrong. There was a debate not too long ago in the Apex Legend scene that was like, hey, Apex Legend is a fun game that is being built around... Damn, we didn't get the Rush Minion? That's kind of wild, actually. I expected to get the Rush Minion. That's a bit of a bummer. Anyway, they're trying to build the game around pro players. And a lot of the casual players were very frustrated about that. And there's a debate between pro versus casual player and what should be balanced around it. People have talked about it in League of Legends for a long time as well. And I think, I mean, by the same token, when you say that it's like, it's something that only really affects, or it's something that's only nerfed because of the 0.2 or 0.5 players, to be quite honest, the other players probably shouldn't be playing it anyway because it's too high skill cap. Like, they're just hurting their own ranks. I would not have a problem with Miracle Rogue being nerfed because when it is strong, it does dominate the high legend scene. Like, it's not like another, like, Control Shaman that was good at high legend if you learned how to play it, but also good for everybody else. Miracle Rogue is literally, like, only good for high legend players. So nerfing it really doesn't affect anybody else, or shouldn't really affect anybody else for that matter. Piercing Shot, I think, is pretty mana efficient. I guess we could hit a 2/2 with this, which would technically do more damage, but we're just gonna do it because it's mana efficient. And we want to play this next turn, and then this next turn, and we'll see where we go from there. I'm looking at you, Zeddy. Wait, what? Hey, bro, just gonna ask about the new patch. What really changed? I mean, I already said this. I don't really think much changed, to be quite honest. It's funny. I think that the meta will, for the most part, stay the same, but Rogue will go up a pretty decent amount. And then, what else? I think...
Speaking of learning and
I think, a couple of things might go down a little bit. Like, I think overall, the top 5 classes will stay the top 5 classes. Bottom 5 classes will stay the bottom 5 classes. Rogue might come into the top 5 and one other thing might drop out. But for the most part, it's just going to be like the same thing, but kind of squeezed in, which is actually not bad. Like, that's not bad. Like, if you look at the win rates right now, one sec, after I take my turn. If you look at the win rates right now, like, it's literally basically the same classes at the top, but the difference between the top class and the bottom class has closed dramatically. Like, the bottom 2-3 classes have literally gone up by 7% in the win rate. And some classes have to be bad. right? Some classes at the end of the day do have to be worse than other classes. So if this is the state the game is in, where some are strong and some are weaker, but like not unplayable, I think that's pretty healthy, honestly. I really do. We got Quick Shot, Wound Prey, and Aim Shot, which will make this free. So let's just do that. Let's go boom, boom, Wound Prey, rush it in. This is now free. I wanted to play Raj with all of that, but I think we can play Raj like next turn, maybe with tracking to do a good chunk of damage. But we're gonna get a new weapon soon, which is awesome. I don't know. I still think Quest Hunter is insanely broken and should probably be nerfed. That's like the last thing, and Warlock. But I think most of the other stuff is pretty alright, honestly. I think Big Spell Mage is kind of a problem, and it wasn't touched. I think because it's the highest win rate deck now in high and low legend and diamond and whatever. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. I think that the patch, although it didn't nerf everything I would have liked, at the end of the day is going to bring the win rates a little bit closer together, which is really all you can ask for. At the end of the day, like, it's not really worth it to be super duper greedy or anything. Respawn devs are kind of a joke. The amount of bugs for now, or bugs and most part casuals in Apex complain more as larger body compared to the pro scene. I mean, you could say that that's true, right? That the casual players are complaining more, but that might be because they're balancing the game around pro players. Like, it's like, what came first, chicken or the egg? Yeah, casual players are complaining more now, but are they complaining more now because they're just not balancing the game that they, like, the way they want to see it balanced? I don't know. Like, it's hard to tell. We're gonna do this and see if we can maybe finish him off. I think Piercing Shot gets him, right? Piercing Shot gets him dead. Because then that does 4 damage and then Raj does 4 over the top. Like, it's the same with Hearthstone, right? Like, for the whole road thing. We're actually going to keep this entire hand. We have 2 really good early game cards, and maybe if we have other good early game cards that we can dump, Quick Shot can draw me something. And just give Ecore the power to buff and nerf things. Look, man, I'm not saying I do a better job than anybody. I'm just saying that being only on pro players is weird. It would be bad. It would genuinely just be bad. Because they have a skewed perception on what the meta is actually like. We're gonna do that. Obviously, it's the quest. Turn 2 is gonna be a little bit awkward, though. Do I want to play Quick Shot or do I want to play Aim Shot? Such splendor indeed. I had Denathrius turn 1, got lucky with a ton of death rattles. With the 2/2 treants, all the whelps and nature spells was crazy. I could have had Denathrius at over 100 damage. That's insane. Are you serious? We're gonna do that because it's mana efficient and we want to use the rush to kill off something potentially. We do end up missing out on the draw, but if we're able to find, there are a couple of things that can make it worth. Honestly, if you don't have Tavish, you don't need to run Tavish in this deck, by the way. He's not that important. He's literally only good against Druid, and he's actively bad into a couple of other matchups, like Mage. So if you don't have him, don't worry. Do not fret. I was having a conversation with the McBanterface last week, and he doesn't think Warlock is oppressive at all. Dude, like, that's exactly why you can't judge, like, what pro players say. Sure, it was nerfed a little bit, and its win rate has dropped, but even still, it's cheap, it's very fast, it's very good. At low ranks, it's still, like, the 2nd highest win rate in the game, like a 56% win rate. It's just, it's too much. It's too goddamn much. He doesn't think it's oppressive at all. And that's the thing, like, when you're a pro player, you understand win conditions of the deck, you understand what to mulligan for, how to, like, certain matchups, and, like, if I really try-harded at this game, I would think about every single matchup that I could, and what would be good to keep in mulligans and whatnot in every single matchup. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm playing against I don't know, what's more common than a demon, or I'm playing against a warlock, right? Okay, well, I'll probably keep Shell Shot. I should probably get rid of cards that would normally be good, like, I don't know, a Wild Spirits, in order to look for some more early game removal or an explosive trap or something along those lines, and that will increase my win rate into those matchups. For sure, it would increase my matchup into those win rate into those matchups. But he's just on another level. Like, McBanderface is one of the best players I have ever seen. I've played against him a couple of times, and I can promise you he could wipe the floor with me, and he could wipe the floor with you, regardless of what deck he's playing. So it's weird. It's hard to balance things. Why do you think Blizzard decided not nerfing Impending Catastrophe? I don't know. I think they like having that draw option in a maybe control deck, I guess. So, because to be fair, like, Warlock did lose Backfire, which was a really good, efficient draw option. So the fact that they lost that, they might have seen it as a bad thing. They might be like, well, we want to see it thrive a little bit more. We can get Tavish, which low-key I'm down. I don't think he ever eats this. And if he does, I mean, he can't play Mutanus. He has to be running what's the Mad Duke, which is fine. We kill off the 5/2, we'll get a weapon, we'll play Tavish next turn. All we gotta do is draw a couple of spells, and we should be able to win. I don't think he can do 32 damage in like 2 turns, so we're fine. He's already at 12, turn 5 seems balanced. Dude, that's what I'm saying. This deck is broken. I mean, well, I'm 21-4 with Quest Hunter, and all they did was nerf the weapon by 1 damage. Like, don't get me wrong, overall that's 2 damage because it's got 2 durability, but it's still not a big enough nerf. Like, I haven't even used the weapon yet. Oh, okay, that's actually, okay. Okay, fair enough. Say less. That, he does get Talon, which is pretty good for him. What do I want? We get the weapon, we can kill that off. Hopefully he doesn't get another taunt minion. We get a taunt minion ourselves, actually, and get 2 minions here. We get the Poacher. That is actually really bad for me, I'd say. I need spells. Barrack would be really good. Tracking would be good. Ferocious Howl would be good. Quick Shot would be good. Conscious Call would be good. Aim Shot is just good damage. Mark Shot would be good. Basically everything would be good except Tavish, and I feel like that's the case like 99% of the time. But I don't know. If we get Tavish, we'll obviously play him. We'll Hero Power, play Tavish, and then Hero Power that costs mana. We got some minions on the board. I mean, does he get too many taunt minions? He gets a rush. He gets 2 rushes. That's actually able to kill off the 5/4. And the 2/1, but this lives. We have the weapon, Hero Power. He's still just dead. Like, that's just unfortunate for him.